Researchers aren't sure why testosterone levels have been declining for decades, whether it's due to too much video gaming, too little exercise, too much junk food, or a lack of competitive drive. This suggests that your granddad most likely had higher testosterone levels than you do at your current age. Welcome back to another exciting video from Fit Flourish Fever. Today's video is about 5 habits killing your testosterone. Before we start the video, please like, subscribe, and press the bell icon. And this is puzzling, given that medicine, technology, and overall quality of life have all improved. However, the same technology that helps us to live more comfortable lives may be one of the key factors contributing to testosterone decline. For example, modern food and agricultural systems have advanced to the point where most people today have to be concerned about eating too much food rather than not being able to find enough food to consume. The unhealthy habit of eating too much of the incorrect foods is all too simple to fall victim to nowadays, with endless aisles of instantly available junk food to pick from at any time. As a result, many guys have a significant percentage of body fat. Males with high body fat percentages have lower testosterone levels because excess fat cells produce aromatase, an enzyme that converts testosterone to estrogen. This reaction occurs mostly in fat tissue, also known as adipose tissue, and it is a natural process that aids in hormone homeostasis. However, excessive aromatase activity caused by a high body fat percentage leads to a decrease in accessible free testosterone. That is why it is critical to keep a healthy body fat percentage. For most guys, an excellent range for healthy male hormonal health is between 10% and 15%. According to the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, this figure can vary even further from 8% body fat to 19% body fat. Suppose you're currently above that 19%. In that case, you can reduce excess fat by sustainably maintaining a calorie deficit, whether that's through intermittent fasting, carb cycling, keto, vegetarianism, or one of the many other methods. Plastic, which was introduced in the 1800s but did not enter industrial production until after World War II, is another huge technical breakthrough that could be exceedingly detrimental to our testosterone levels. Unfortunately, plastics are a major source of synthetic hormones and xenoestrogen exposure, which can have substantial effects not just on your testosterone levels but also on your overall health. Phthalates and bisphenol A, generally known as BPA, are two chemicals commonly used in the manufacturing process of plastic items that have been associated in many human and animal studies with delayed puberty, low testosterone, feminization effects, and sexual dysfunction. In one study, males working at a chemical facility that makes BPA were compared to men working at a tap water factory. The men who were exposed to BPA had considerably lower total and free testosterone levels than those who worked at the tap water factory. Other pollutants that interfere with testosterone include PCBs, bisphenol S, dioxin, vinyl chloride, styrene, and phenoloic epoxy resin. These compounds can be present in food or drinks packaged in plastic containers or wrappers, especially when plastics are microwaved. In general, it is critical not to expose the plastic to excessive heat since this occurs. When you microwave it or place hot food or water in a plastic container, a lot more estrogenic substances escape into your food and beverages, reducing your exposure to these toxins. Avoid using plastic items to store and prepare food and water as much as possible, but especially avoid heating the plastic. If at all possible, try to go for alternatives such as wood, metal, glass, or ceramic. Maintaining poor or weak posture is something else you might do every day without realizing the effects on your testosterone levels. That's correct. Body language has a strong effect on our physical and mental moods, as evidenced by a study that examined testosterone and cortisol levels in patients who held either low power or high power positions for 2 minutes. In this study, low power poses included things like taking up less space and crossing your arms. High power poses, on the other hand, would be more open and take up more space. Surprisingly, only 2 minutes of performing a high-power pose elevated testosterone by 20% while decreasing levels of the stress hormone cortisol by 25%. The low-power pose group, on the other hand, experienced a 10% decrease in testosterone and a 15% increase in cortisol. Consider how much your daily demeanor influences your testosterone levels. Although this study is only 2 minutes long, many people indicate that merely keeping a better posture throughout the day improves their confidence, strength, vitality, and mood. And all of these consequences happen to coincide with increased testosterone levels. Consuming too much protein and not enough of the other macronutrients is another surprising factor that might contribute to reduced testosterone levels. Keep in mind that most people don't receive enough protein. Thus, the majority of individuals watching this video would benefit from eating more protein rather than less, both in terms of body composition and overall health. However, many gym visitors, even newbies, overdo themselves with protein, which is not only unneeded in terms of muscle gain and body composition, but can also contribute to reduced testosterone. One study indicated that when male volunteers followed a high-protein, low-carb diet for 10 days, their free testosterone levels dropped 36% lower than when they followed a high-carbohydrate, low-protein diet. Now, I'm not suggesting that you go on a high-carbohydrate, low-protein diet, since there are lots of other data that indicate similar negative impacts when dietary fat accounts for 20% of total daily calorie intake. We also have a more generalized study that discovered a dose-dependent decrease in testosterone in males who lift weights, and the higher the percentage of calories they consumed in the form of protein, the lower their testosterone levels were. As a general rule, I recommend getting 72 grams of protein per pound of body weight every day. The remainder of your calories can be divided between carbs and fats based on your preferences and what your body prefers. Let's go on to getting enough quality sleep. In a study that evaluated testosterone levels first thing in the morning after waking up, we can see how severely poor sleep quality affects testosterone. They were all handed wristbands to track how long they had slept. The results revealed that males who had barely slept for 4 hours had testosterone levels in the 200 to 300 nanograms per deciliter range. Meanwhile, males who slept for 8 hours had testosterone levels that ranged between 500 to 700 nanograms per deciliter. So, no matter how hectic your schedule is, make it a point to get 7 to 8 hours of sleep per night. If you struggle to get enough sleep, you could make some very simple changes to sleep deeper and stay asleep throughout the entire night. These include maintaining a consistent sleeping schedule every night, avoiding bright light exposure before bed, not drinking too much water directly before going to bed, setting the temperature in your bedroom to a relatively cool setting, and making sure you're consuming enough magnesium either through your diet or through supplementation. If none of these tips help you fall asleep relatively quickly, you could also consider supplementing with a small amount of melatonin, which is a hormone that naturally gets secreted to signal to your body that it's time to go to sleep. Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more exciting content.